Welcome to Discover Community Church. Hey, look, I'm so glad that you joined us this morning. Whether you're watching online or you're actually at one of our watch parties. If you're at one of our watch parties, one of our guys is going to help you feel comfortable as you come into the home. We want you to feel welcome as well as your children. You can grab a snack and get ready for the service. If you're online, we have a chat host that's going to be there to help you. Go ahead and drop in the chat right now where you are and your name so that we can properly greet you. Look, we're going to get started in just a few moments, and so we're so grateful that you joined us. Here, we love God, love people, and we make a difference. We want to be an irresistible church so you feel like coming back each and every time so you can get your connection with the Lord. We're about to begin our praise and worship in just a few moments. And then right after praise and worship, we're going to do what is called a mindful moment. That's the time that we really focus in, move all the distractions out the way so that we can truly hear from God during the message time. So I look forward to spending this morning with you here at Discover Community Church.
That comes my way. Only in you I live, I move, and I have my being. I surrender my will to yours. Make me who I am in you. Oh, Christ, I can do all this. It doesn't matter if the enemy tries to harm me. There's no weapon formed will be able to prosper. I will let my light so shine so everyone will see not me. But he who started up the work in me, he shall complete it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I will pursue what pleases you. I will follow through, 'cause I realize it's all about you. You. I will pursue what pleases you. Do what you tell me to, 'cause I realize it's all about you. Thought I could make it to my place of destiny, but then I acknowledged, stood naked in humility. Now I clearly see, without you there's no me. Oh, Christ, I can do all this. It doesn't matter if the enemy tries to harm me. There's no weapon formed will be able to prosper. I will let my light so shine so everyone can see not me, but he who started up the work in me, he shall complete it. Come on, yeah, yeah. Oh, I will pursue what pleases you. I will
DCC Mindful Moment is a mindfulness practice designed to help us improve our ability to decrease stress, anxiety, and regulate our emotions. This time is intended to help us focus our attention and observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. We invite you to join us. Find a comfortable position, remove any distractions, and prepare to experience God through our connection with the world around us. Close your eyes and draw your focus inward. Feel the air against your skin. Breathe deeply, filling your lungs with another breath of life. With each breath, your heart rate slows. Feel the power coursing through your veins. It is the blood of those who survived so you could thrive. As it moves throughout your body, touching every part, it carries with it the wisdom and reminder of how you arrived here and who you are. We are Black. We live side by side in a different America. We constantly refine our ever-evolving language to speak truth. We write the soundtrack for progress. We move differently. The rhythm of our walk is hundreds of years of confidence from nimbly navigating obstacles that could never stop us. We learn American history, then we teach the rest of history so we aren't forgotten. Our family is our community. We show up glistening. We don't find joy. We create it in the arid places. We take what is discarded and weave wonders. We press our feet into the earth and provide the base that elevates the country for the world to see. Our strength is admired, but our real strength is in our grace as we fight for equality instead of revenge. We are Black. We thrive anywhere, under any conditions. We are not broken. We are honed, the fittest survivors. We do all of this with a world working against us. Imagine what we will be when that is no longer the case. Open your eyes. Look at your hands. Turn them over and marvel at your melanin. It protects you from the sun. It signals to the world the wonder you are. You are Black, and you are beautiful. Today, we celebrate us. We celebrate freedom that was and is to come.
Good morning and welcome to Discover Community Church. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us this morning. Whether you're streaming in live or you're at one of our live watch parties, thank you so much for joining us. Super excited this morning because in a couple of weeks we're having our family reunion. So look, do me a favor. It's Sunday the 31st, July 31st. We need you to go online and sign up because we are preparing food for you. You don't have to worry about lugging a picnic basket. We're preparing food for you. But in order to do that, we need to have an exact number. So do me a favor, go to comediscover.org and there will be a link there for family reunion. Sign up so we can just have a number of who we need to prepare for. We are so looking forward to spending time with you and having fun. They tell me about some of the activities that are going to happen at the family reunion, and we're just looking forward to having a ball. So family reunion, July 31st, we need you to sign up. Okay, my task today is to continue with our family values series. Remember, we opened up the family value series with our value of healing. Pastor West continued in part 2 by talking about our value of love. And Pastor Mike Rich did a brilliant job of talking about our value of empowerment. Today, I have the pleasure of talking to you about our fourth value, which is service. Service is the action of helping or doing work for someone else. In short, we believe that we serve God by serving others. We believe that we serve God by serving others. Muhammad Ali has an amazing quote that says, "Service is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." Dr. King says, "Everyone can be great because anybody can serve." And Mr. Denzel Washington says, "At the end, it is not about what you have or even what you've accomplished. It's about who you've lifted up, who you've made better. It's about what you've given back." Service makes you a hero. Service makes you an unlikely hero. A hero sees what everyone else sees, but they're not content to do what everyone else does. I'll say that again. A hero sees what everyone else sees, but they're not content to do what everyone else does. And not everyone will do because they realize, number one, that it's going to call for them to be available. Number two, they realize that it won't be convenient. And number three, they realize that it will require a sacrifice. Heroes are people that use what they have and who they are for other people. Real life heroes. Real life heroes like Rosa Parks, who makes a sacrifice to make things better for someone else. Or do you remember a hero, an unlikely hero by the name of James Shaw Jr.? 3 years ago, in a Waffle House in Nashville, Tennessee, a gunman shot 2 people and killed 2 people in the parking lot, shot 2 people inside the Waffle House. He was working there, and he disarmed the gentleman and took his gun. And when asked if he was a hero, he said, "I'm not a hero. I just did what anyone else would do." Because a hero sees what everyone else sees, but they're not content to do what everyone else does. Jesus illustrates this brilliantly in our text today. We're going to be in John chapter 5, verses 5 to 13. Jesus illustrates the value of service. So this is right after the execution of Jesus's cousin, John. And Jesus and his disciples had launched out across the sea, and on the other side, the people anticipated their movement, and they met them on the other side. And what Jesus does is he has compassion on them because he one gospel says he saw them as a sheep with no shepherd. And so we jump in at verse 5. It says, and when Jesus looked up and saw a great crowd coming toward him, he said to Philip, where shall we buy bread for these people to eat? He asked this only to test him, for he already had in mind what he was going to do. Watch this. Jesus asked Philip, where can we get some bread for this amazing crowd of people? And he does this to test them because he knows what he already is going to do. Now, why is Jesus testing his disciples? Great question. It goes back to what Pastor Mike Rich teach last time. He's trying to empower them because he wants the service, he wants the work to continue even in his absence. And Philip responds to him, 8 months' wages would not be enough bread for each one just to have a bite. Another of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. Here is a boy with 5 barley loaves and 2 small fish. But how far will they go among so many? And Jesus said, have the people sit down. There was plenty of grass in the place, so the men sat down, about 5,000 of them. And Jesus took the loaves, gave thanks, and distributed to those who were seated as much as they wanted. And he did the same with the fish. And when they all had enough, everyone was satisfied, he said to his disciples, gather the pieces that are left over, let nothing be wasted. And so he gathered them and filled 12 baskets with the pieces of the 5 barley loaves left over by those who had eaten. And watch this, watch this. Jesus already knows what he's going to do. And Jesus asked them a question to test them. He says, where can we find bread for the crowd? Now, it's interesting here what Jesus doesn't do. What Jesus doesn't do is says, I'll take care of it, tell everybody to get ready to eat. But rather what he does is he wants the disciples to understand that I'm going to use you in service so that you're able to serve others. And you're going to be instrumental in service. So this is what he does. He takes what he has. Pause. The disciples do a great job of assessing the current need against their current resources. And after assessing the need and realizing that the need is far greater than the resources that we had, they say, well, we should send them away because we don't have what they need. And it's a great assessment when you're able to say, we don't have enough to meet such a great need. However, what they failed to realize is that even though they didn't have enough, they're traveling with more than enough. And as long as you give what you deem not enough to more than enough, it'll be more than enough to satisfy the people. Watch this. And what Jesus does is he takes 2 fish and 5 barley loaves, and the Bible says he lifts it up, he prays over it, he breaks it, and he gives it to the disciples to distribute. Now, here's where I believe that we read the text way too fast. See, because if you've ever seen a movie about Jesus, it's around this time that you will begin to see baskets of fish being dumped on the ground and baskets of bread being dumped on the ground. But if you read the text, that is absolutely not what happens. Jesus divides 5 loaves and 2 fish amongst 12 men, and then challenges them to serve the multitude with a minuscule amount of bread and fish. So watch this. Here they are standing there with a little piece of fish and a little piece of bread, and Jesus says, trust me that little bit will be enough. In other words, watch this, don't miss this. What you have is enough if you trust me. And they have to have a trust in him to turn around and to serve the equivalent of a fish stick and a Popeye's biscuit amongst a multitude. And Jesus says, here you are, take your fish stick and your Popeye's biscuit, and I need you to serve them. And I can imagine that they're looking at one another with the side eye saying, he can't be serious. He can't be serious that he wants us to go out and serve this amazing crowd with this? Because this isn't enough. And here's what the disciples don't know how to do. They don't know how to serve over 5,000 men, not counting women and children. But this is what they do know how to do. They do know how to turn around and serve one. And so they did what they knew how to do while trusting him to do what only he could do. And what they did was they turned around and they served the first one. And to their surprise, there's enough to serve the next. And then they serve the next, and to their surprise, there's enough to serve the next. And when they serve the next, and I can imagine they looking at one another saying, this is crazy. There wasn't enough for me, but yet as I step from person to person to person, there is enough to serve them until everybody, the scripture says, had enough. Some versions said everyone was satisfied. Everyone had to unbutton the top button because everybody was stuffed. And they didn't know how to serve the multitude, but they did what they knew how to do, and they trusted him to do the rest. Many of us have started this journey of Discover Community Church, and we didn't know how to launch a church. But what we did know how to do was organize. What we did know how to do was motivate people. What we did know how to do was logistically structure things out. And we did what we knew how to do while trusting him to do the rest. And watch this, watch this. When the disciples finished serving everybody, I'm sure they turn around like, anybody else need anything? And folk are like, whoo, no, I'm stuffed. Jesus then says, all right, I need for you to take baskets and go back through the crowd and collect what remains. What remains? We started with a little piece of bread and a little piece of fish. Are you? And they grabbed the baskets. And when they finished collecting, there were 12 baskets full. Because when you do what you know how to do and trust him to do what only he can do, somehow, not only does he stretch your resources, but he makes it have a greater impact so that you're able to have reserves at the end. Heroes aren't just satisfied looking at statistics. They're moved to do something about statistics. And we believe that we serve God by serving others. We believe that we serve God by serving others. So I'd like to thank some of our Discover Community Church heroes. Heroes like Pastor Wesley Johnson, who is a part of our finance committee. He's a part of everything, and he does everything. He wears so many hats outside of Discover Community Church, but he's engaged and he's there, and he makes a humongous impact here for our DCC family. I want to thank heroes like Cornelius and Aisha Berkeley, who serve as our Director of Administration and our Creative Arts Director, make a huge impact in our ministry. And people weren't serving in these areas before, but you know what? We will do what we know how to do, and we will trust God to do what only He can do. I want to thank Pastor Jason Johnson and Jeff Lyles for serving our children on a consistent basis and make sure that they have fun and they're being engaged, and they do this because they have a passion to change the next generation. I want to thank a hero by the name of Michael Logan, who is the Director of Technology here at Discover Community Church. And he leads an amazing team with Kia Ross and Jason Johnson and Rob Price. They make sure that we look right and that we have the right technology to be able to do, to carry out ministry at a very high quality. Thank you so much. Sister Jamila Logan is an executive council member, and she is helping to shape the culture here at Discover Community Church. Thank you. Erica Price, who is our CFO, she leads our finance team, and I know that we put a lot on her because we oftentimes have big dreams, and big dreams come with a price tag, and sometimes she has to tell us that, you know what, the dream is too big right now. However, we thank you so much for leading that team and being a hero amongst our community. Thank you to Sister Lynette Richardson, who is our Director of Communications. She leads our engagement team. She does an amazing job at getting our messaging out and making sure that we look great on social media. She leads a team that is absolutely phenomenal. Pastor Mike Rich is also a hero at Discover Community Church. He is our pastor of skills development and training, and trust me, there are classes coming out that's going to challenge you, that's going to shape you, that's going to make you grow, and we're just excited about the things that are coming down the pike through Pastor Mike Rich. There's also a hero by the name of Minister Marlon Wilson. He's an executive council member, and he also heads our infrastructure team. Again, these are people, again, who launched out and may not have known how to, but this is what they were committed to. I will do what I know how to do, and I will trust God to do the rest. Now, let me talk to somebody who may be interested in joining with us to help launch this ministry, or somebody who pushes back to say, I would, Pastor Kev, but like the disciples, I don't have enough. Or you might even say, Pastor Kev, I'm not enough. And here's what I used to believe in my immaturity, because I heard it so much growing up in church. I used to believe that God used us in spite of us. I used to think that. But now I've grown up a little bit. I've walked with the Lord a little while. And now I understand that it's not so much that he uses us in spite of us, but he uses us because of us. In other words, God wants you just the way you are, because what you've experienced, what you've gone through, uniquely qualifies you to help somebody who's been where you are. And so this is all we need if you want to join the team. We need 3 C's. Write this, 3 C's: character, chemistry, competency. Character, chemistry, competency. Give me a couple of minutes, talk about each one. We need you to have the character to follow our values, because we're reaching people who said that they don't want to have anything to do with church. We're trying to reach people who said that they're done with church, and many of them have suffered harm inside the church. And we need to trust you to have the character not to inflict further harm. We need people with the character to help live out these values. We also need people with the chemistry, because we want to have fun working with you, and we need you to be able to gel with the family. And so if you have the character and if you have the chemistry, we will get you up to speed with the competency. It's the first 2 that are the most important. We can get you up to speed with the first 2. Heroes are people that use what they have and who they are for the sake of other people. And here at Discover Community Church, we have some heroes, but we're looking for others, because the call on this ministry is huge, and we need you to accomplish it. Get it? Got it? Good. I love you, family, and I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks at the family reunion. God bless you, and I'll see you real soon.
What an amazing and timely message. I hope that you got a lot out of that you took notes, and that you're challenged in your walk with the Lord. Hey, look, don't go anywhere, because we have some upcoming announcements so you can see all the great events that Discover Community Church is doing over the next couple of months. Also, you want to follow us on social media so you don't miss out on anything. You can follow us at Come Discover Us, and you can see us at any of our social media platforms. Also, we're about to take up collection for those who feel comfortable with giving to our ministry and what the things that we are doing to impact our community. You can see how to give at comediscover.org. Also, if you're at one of our watch parties, you're going to have a special time to talk about everything that was in the message with everyone in the room, so that we can ask any type of question that we want to, so that we all make sure that we're continually growing in the Lord. So be on the edge of your seat. No questions are out of bounds. You can ask anything, whether it's about the message or current events. We want to talk and make sure that we hang out together and grow together as a community. For those who are online, please be on the lookout, because we'll be working on something for you to have a hangout as well. Look, I'm so glad that you joined us this week, and we are so grateful that you spent this time with us here at Discover Community Church.
Thank you for joining us today at Discover Community Church. We are an irresistible church whose mission is to love God, love people, and make a difference.
Here are this week's announcements.
Discover Community Church is here, and here's what you can expect. Join us every first and third Sunday for our worship services. You can tune in online or join us in person at one of our watch parties in Maryland or Virginia. Watch parties are an opportunity to meet the Discover family in person and watch the service stream together. Registration is required. On fifth Sundays, we will also host community outreach events, giving us another chance to gather and impact our communities. We can't wait to welcome you to our irresistible church. Discover Kids will meet on first and third Sundays at 11 a.m. Join us at one of our watch parties or online at comediscover.org. Do you want to help our ministry grow and make a difference in the lives of others? If the answer is yes, we'd love to have you join our launch team. Go to comediscover.org to sign up today. Are you connected? To stay up to date on all the latest Discover Community Church news and events, go to comediscover.org to fill out our connection form and follow us at Come Discover Us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Have you registered for our family reunion yet? What are you waiting for? Join us on Sunday, July 31st from noon to 5 p.m. at Highbridge Park in Bowie, Maryland. We'll have a brief service and celebrate our 2022 graduates. There will be catered food and fun and games like Name That Tune, kickball, and a water balloon fight. Come prepared for a great time and dress for the water balloon fight if you plan to participate. We'll also be collecting cleaning products and $5 to $10 gift cards at the event to benefit our nonprofit partner, Lois Sands Hope House. Go to comediscover.org to register for the family reunion and the cleaning supply drive and let us know about any dietary restrictions you have. We can't wait to see you there. Giving is easy at Discover Community Church. Contributions can be made by text to give, Cash App, Tithely, PayPal, and Breeze. You can also donate by shopping through our page on Amazon Smile. Go to comediscover.org for all giving links. Show your Discover love by purchasing DCC swag at our brand new online shop where you'll find all kinds of Discover branded merch. Be sure to check back often as we'll be releasing new designs throughout the year. Go to comediscover.org to shop.
We have another exciting Community Service Sunday project in partnership with Extraordinary Birthdays. Extraordinary Birthdays, or EOB, provides personalized birthday party experiences for homeless children in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Discover will be providing gifts for some very special EOB kids, and we need your help wrapping the gifts after our service. Bring your wrapping skills and help us create an unforgettable experience for these awesome kids.
Have a great week.